Welcome to Awareness and Wisdom Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about different issues concerning healthy, business, religious, of course, agriculture. In today's program, we want to talk about agriculture, especially on the topic named Technology and Innovation in Agriculture. Before we continue, remember with me, Rahab Ngogo, your host. And of course, in today's program, I have a guest here. Some people know you.
Well, thank you. My name is Peter Idana. I am a farmer. I can say that farming is my business, it's my lifestyle,
Mm,
it's what I used to do on my daily basis.
yeah.
So mostly I have farms here in Sochi and also in Chileka
Mm.
where I used to farm different crops. So in short, I can say I do that.
So, in today's program, remember and stick it in your head that we want to talk about technology and innovation in agriculture. First of all, there is an improvisation in farming nowadays. So, as a farmer, what new technologies are you using to benefit?
Well, as a farmer, uh, there are a lot of technologies nowadays
Yeah.
that people are using uh, here in Malawi, also outside Malawi.
Hmm.
But most of the times, the technology that I use
Yeah.
is I use the plows in order to cultivate my farms.
Yeah.
I also it can depends. I can use plows or ridges, but I prefer using plows since plows they cover a lot of land. They can do a land, a farm, for a short period of time rather than using a ledger, which takes a lot of energy, by the way. So I use plow. I use also different. I use different technologies or different farm operation
Mm.
according to season.
Yeah.
So, at first,
Mm.
when I want to cultivate my land, I use plow. So when it comes to harvesting, I also use different uh, implements.
So maybe there can be other local farmers they don't know how to use these modern new farm implements. So maybe how has technology these technology things you are mentioning here impacted your farming operations? Maybe like how your commodities, the way they you produce, maybe by the use of the technologies.
Okay. As a farmer, I can also encourage others because nowadays
Mm,
uh, people they are simplifying. They have their own ways of simplifying things.
mm,
Uh, our friends from abroad, most of them they use these technologies in order to in big farms. They cover a lot of hectares. So here in Malawi, these technologies
yeah,
they makes it easy for they I can say it makes it easy for a farmer to do some things. Let's say
yeah,
you have a farm and that farm is almost 10 hectares or more.
mm,
So imagine using a hoe and tilling the ground. You see, it can take a lot of energy, and also it can take a lot of time.
mm,
So it might also maybe cause you to maybe to plant late, since when the rain season has come, and you can still find out that you haven't finished yet even plant even cultivating the ground. So
mm,
I think evolving new technologies in our farms is very important, since it will take more it will take less time
mm,
for you to cultivate, and also it also saves time,
mm,
and also it can leave a farmer. Maybe
mm,
a farmer can do other things, so he can use the maybe for 1 hour covering a lot of hectares.
yeah,
So at the same time, a farmer can live and do some works.
yeah,
So I can encourage others to say that they also have to adopt
yeah,
using new technologies in their farms,
mm,
so that also they can appreciate the benefits
mm,
of using these technologies.
yeah.
Sure.
And maybe there can be other listeners who do you know that Malawi, main Malawians maybe believe in testimonies. like maybe other people would like to know. Maybe can you share us your experience where technology improved your crop use?
All right. I have so many testimonies.
Yeah.
Testimonies.
Hmm.
Uh, I have when it's not rainy periods, when it's uh, hot
Hmm.
climate, or I use most of the time when I use irrigation,
Hmm.
and we know that irrigation is also one of the ways that most of the farmers use.
Yeah.
So I use irrigation most of the times,
Hmm.
and some of the technologies that I use uh, in my farm is sprinklers.
Yeah.
So these are the some of the technologies that I use. Treadle pumps,
Hmm.
instead of me using a, a water can, I go for treadle pumps
Hmm.
using sprinkler
Yeah.
or even a drip irrigation.
Hmm.
So those are the some of the technology that I use. So these technologies, I
Hmm.
have so many testimonies about them because they have increased my crop use.
Yeah.
Unlike the in the past that I used just to using water can, sometimes I can be tired,
Yeah.
and even when it's hot I can't use good I cannot go to the farm since
Yeah.
when it's hot, you cannot work that much. So using these technologies, it has improved my crop use many of the times, and it has helped me uh to make my work easier,
Hmm.
since I used to do this farming activities
Yeah.
3 times a year.
Hmm.
So you can see, with human effort, it's impossible.
Yeah.
So cultivating a farm, doing all the activities on the farm 3 times a year with a human effort is impossible. But using these activities,
Hmm.
I have a lot of testimony, since I can harvest it 3 times in a year. At the
Yeah.
end, I can make a lot of profits.
And maybe also ensuring food sufficient in your
Yeah, yeah,
house.
yeah,
Yeah.
indeed, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So maybe as a farmer working with the technologies, how have you integrated renewable energy sources? Maybe have you ever used, maybe you have solar, like solar panels, maybe to be working in your farm. Maybe you have other operations like maybe the not just the solar panel, of course, like the
Mm.
irrigation systems you said, eh?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
maybe like the solar panels, like they maybe have other pumps, like you can dig a hole,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Maybe do you have
Mm.
some of this?
Yes, and this also is one of the important things that I can also recommend,
Yeah.
since we know that you can't use electricity
Mm.
on the farm, since there is water everywhere.
Yeah.
So renewable sources is very important. I use the water pumping systems.
Mm.
I can let's say I can dig a well.
Yeah.
Yeah, such a places like the wetlands where there's plenty waters.
Yeah.
So I can dig a well and use this,
Mm.
let's say can solar systems,
Mm.
even wind panels. So those implements, or those systems that you use to pump water
Yeah.
and irrigate at the end in my farm. So it's important. I use the solar systems
Yeah.
in during when I say that the water is dry, and
Yeah.
most of the times, we have uh, seasons like in October, we know that there cannot be rain.
Mm.
So using these systems, and most of the rivers, you find out they are dry. So with these uh, energy sources,
Yeah.
I use them to dig. I've already dug my. I have. I've already dug my well, so that I used to pump waters
Mm.
using windmills. At the end, uh, I can irrigate in my farms very easily when water are scarce,
Yeah.
like that. So during the drought, I
Yeah.
use this. Yes.
So maybe other reasons can be like, so maybe I want to buy these implements, technological implements, but
Mm.
maybe I don't know how I can update them. Maybe like you can have your implements, like you can buy them today. Maybe you are
Mm-hmm.
starting using it,
Mm.
and maybe how do you update it? Is it annually? quarterly, or how do you update them? Like maybe for this machine to work, maybe it takes this 3 years or maybe a
Mm,
year.
mm.
Maybe how do you update them?
Well, in terms of updating,
Yeah.
it's very vital. In fact, each and every season is very vital to check them,
Mm,
because checking them time and time again, it helps in order to, for them, not if there is a mistake somewhere, or there
mm,
might be some implements
mm,
after using, still you have to check them up.
mm.
Like they might be loosen nuts, so
Yeah.
you have to also check those things. But it's very important to update those systems
Yeah.
and the implements. I think a year, for me, I check them each and every year,
Yeah.
so that I can see if I can have another implements,
Mm,
or what am I going to use in order, so that my farming should improve as
yeah.
I'm going. Because you know, as you are going, you can have plans to expand the land, so you can't be using the same.
Yeah.
You need also to update them. So buying
Mm,
another implements and also checking those that I use already is
mm,
very important. So each and every season, you say I've used the plows
yeah.
during my cultivation period.
Mm,
So after that, I know that it's over. This for this season it's over. Then I'll use another machine for some period. So
mm,
I use different implements at a season,
mm,
uh, depending on their works. So at the end of the year,
mm,
when I see that I think this machine, I've overused it, I think I need to update them. So I
mm,
update them when necessary. So it's very important. So
yeah.
some may choose to check them, to update them in 3 years. It's
Mm,
up to them. So it also, these things, they need money.
yeah.
Yeah, so you can't update when when you don't have money.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. When you have money, it's important to check them. It's
Yeah.
important to update them here as you want. But
Yeah.
to me, I can update them here. I think once in a year.
Yeah. So
Yes.
maybe should we say that you just use these technological implements only, you don't use these traditional methods in your farm?
Use both, of course. I use both.
Yeah.
Uh, but I prefer technology.
Yeah.
Uh, but of course, we have our tradition.
Yeah.
But I consider some tradition that the it takes time in order to prepare them.
Yeah.
E.g., I cannot use, or you see, it takes a lot of time to prepare like manure,
Yeah.
rather than using fertilizer which has been already made,
Yeah.
and you just have to buy, and then you take it to the farm and apply it, so that it can be used. But tradition, of course,
Hmm.
it has gone its own benefit.
Hmm.
But if you have time, you can opt to go to tradition, but it's not bad,
Hmm.
because at the end of the day, it's manure that is always the best.
Yeah.
But the people, they just opted to say that I think it will take us time.
Hmm.
You know, having a 20 acres land, you can't apply.
It's even
The,
tiresome.
yeah, it's even tiresome. So
Yeah.
you can't even. So you see, it takes time even
Hmm.
to gather those manure.
Hmm.
So you have to go to maybe farms where there is poultry,
Hmm.
and you have to gather their manure,
Yeah.
and you have to process it. At the end of
Hmm.
the day, you see that it will cost you a lot of money.
Yeah.
So in order to prevent all this, so I think at the end of the day, someone can use these modern ways,
Yeah.
fertilizer, which is at least easy
Yeah.
to, I think, to use on the farm.
Yeah.
So it depends.
Hmm.
When you are, let's say, a local farmer, can you go for manure,
Hmm.
depending on what he wants that time, and another one can go for fertilizer.
Hmm.
So it depends.
Hmm.
So as to me, I go for I go for fertilizer, because
Hmm.
at the end of the day, I see that I use even the application itself.
Yeah.
Some people, they used to apply fertilizers
Hmm.
using hands,
Hmm.
but when it's 20 hectare land, I think I use some drones
Mm.
that they used to spread fertilizers. So at the end of the day, it has also saved a lot of time.
Yeah.
So that's it. So as I'm growing, I have to adopt another
Yeah.
modern way. So that's uh, that's what I think I can recommend. So modern ways,
Yeah.
I recommend the modern ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe other listeners can be like, so you have a great farm, like a big farm.
Mm.
So maybe they can be like, how do you correct maybe and analyze that on your farm? Like maybe the way it has performed this year and maybe compared to last year, how do you
Mm.
correct your data?
All right. In terms of collecting data,
Yeah.
let's say, of course, our friends abroad, they use
Hmm.
monitoring. They have their own labels, and they have their systems that they use,
Yeah.
that they help. Of course, it's also important to use drone, because
Hmm.
uh let's say on a 20 acres farm,
Hmm.
using drone, you can be watching, said, I think this area,
Hmm.
there's this. So using technology,
Yeah.
uh I use some sometimes I use drone in order to collect some data on
Hmm.
my farm, to see what's next step that I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So with drone, I know that it's very possible to see the whole farm,
Hmm.
rather than using to work on around the whole farm with 20
Yeah.
hectares, monitoring everything. So with drones,
Hmm.
using cameras, you can see everything on the farm, and thereby at the end of the day you can be recording while you are watching.
Yeah.
So since drones, you can be controlling them, you
Hmm.
can control them, like to be uh, to even to go inside the farm,
Hmm.
even outside, so you can see everything,
Yeah.
rather than you yourself taking your time walking. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, you can't even record all the data.
Yeah.
So even you can't even remember, "Yeah, that yesterday I think I stopped here." So at the end
Hmm.
of the day, you may end up uh, getting long data. So with drones,
Yeah.
I can record my data, and the everything that I need to know about my farm.
Hmm.
I know it very simple, and if a day
Hmm.
I can record all the everything in my farm, everything that I need, I
Yeah.
can record it once.
Hmm.
I think a day, you
Yeah.
just need a day.
Yeah. In reaching this far, I can even recommend that you are a genius. So, should we say that maybe you use AI powered, like maybe when you are maybe when you are making your decisions on the
Mm.
farm? Should we
Ye-
say so?
yes, exactly. And in nowadays,
Yeah.
uh, AI has come to help people.
Yeah.
Some people they some people they don't know that AI is there to help them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so AI, you can be chatting,
Mm.
rather than asking questions from friends.
Yeah.
AI
Mm.
has a it's a Google on its own.
Yeah.
You can ask it to say some idea, say, in my farm, I want to do this, how
Mm.
can I, it's like to provide, it can provide you ideas on
Yeah.
how you can
Mm.
develop some changes on your farm.
Mm.
So with AI, I say I use AI at my own benefit.
Yeah.
So some information, even I can go, and I can ask, I want to do this, how can I do this, how can I do? So AI
Yeah.
is there to help you to
Yeah.
change things, depending on the on our depending in, you know we have even climate change. So
Yeah.
those things, you know for you to get all those information,
Mm.
is you can't get them.
Mm.
But with AI is everywhere. Here in Malawi,
Mm.
even they have it has got records
Mm.
also. So if you can say that, I think I want some cooperatives, how can I get how can I get help with
Mm.
some cooperative here in Malawi?
Mm.
So if AI, they can say, they can list it for you. I
Mm.
think if you can join this, I think you can get help at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
with AI, if you can involve AI in your
Mm.
farms, at the end of the day, I tell you, you can have a testimony that
Yeah.
I think the mango jet, I can say so.
Yeah.
So with AI, it makes things easy on your farm,
Yeah.
and it can keep you update on the if you want to develop some modern ways in your farm. So with
Yeah.
I can say it can be the best option for a farmer to use.
Yeah. So our listeners, don't just be like maybe lazy people or just misusing your phone. Try to be interactive with these modern new ways. So maybe
Mm.
what advice would you like to give to farmers maybe who are looking to adopt to be using these new technologies?
All right, my advice to farmers, farmers that are out there,
Mm,
I can encourage you to say that
mm,
you have to use these technologies, and these technologies, just as I said, and you have listened to me that I've been using technology for a long time. I've been using this technology and it has helped me increasing my youth. So for you also it can be helpful to you. So adopt to these technologies in, and you will see things changing in your farm at the end of the day. So even if it's very, I know it's very expensive to buy even a plow is very expensive, but a little by little, if you start saving, nowadays there are a lot of cooperatives that people that are created. So with cooperatives, it can help you in order to borrow some money, because in cooperatives we uh, let's say in a governmental a certain organization has offered a fund.
mm,
So with cooperatives, you can get uh, amount that you want in
yeah,
order to improve your farms. So cooperatives are there to improve farmer, to help farmers in order
yeah,
to get and maximize their farm ideas. So with cooperatives, join them. At the end of the day, you will see that you are able, and you have you at the end of the day, you have managed to buy your own draws, buy everything that you want
yeah,
in order to uh, reduce some labors in your farms.
yeah,
So at least you can start now. You can join them. At the end of the day,
yeah,
you will save money, and also you can borrow money. At the end of the day, once you have harvested,
yeah,
you can sell the crops. At the end of the day, you can return the money and
yeah,
save the money, the remaining money, and use them to also to start with another season.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So maybe what's the most important lesson maybe you have learned from using these technological implements in your farm? Maybe that can maybe also encourage other listeners to start using this apart from the just farm, apart from just mentioning the farmers only.
Mm. Okay. You know, these technologies, they can be used to also, most of the times, these let's say we have these spraying machines.
Yeah.
There are also some technologies that
Mm.
they people they use to spray. So even if in even not only in the farm, you
Yeah.
can also use these spraying implements to
Mm.
spray even in different industries. So you see, technology now has been expanding. So you can use these implements to
Mm.
even, for example, those implements that we use to spray chemicals.
Yeah.
You can use them at home,
Mm.
and also there are also some industries that they use the same technologies in the farm,
Mm.
in their industries.
Yeah.
So not only in the farm.
Mm.
So for example, there are some machines that we use them when it's harvesting period.
Yeah.
So those harvesting periods, uh, with those implements,
Mm.
and also with those implements, uh, they can also found at the industry,
Mm.
whereby they use them
Mm.
after a certain farmer
Mm.
who has no these technologies. Those industries,
Mm.
when these farmers harvested their crops,
Mm.
they can take their produce and take them to these industries. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
those industries
Mm.
will use the same technologies
Yeah.
to help these farmers if they want even to share you know, let's say for example,
Yeah.
a farmer has grown uh, groundnuts. So and the farmer, imagine to grow groundnuts on a 20 hectare farm.
Mm.
You can't even shell the groundnuts using hands. You can use it, you can take them to some industries whereby they use shelling machines.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it has even uh, make the work easier for you. So if you can't afford, you can take them to industries that can help. We have some here. We have some non-government organization in some industries that they used to offer these implements,
Yeah.
but they also charge. They have their own fee that they use to charge. For example, even if you want to produce it, even butter
Yeah.
from your groundnuts, so they can charge you a certain amount. Say that I think since you have brought this, maybe $100.
Yeah.
So for us to charge you, I think it will take this amount.
Mm.
So, but for you on a farmer
Mm.
to buy that machine,
Yeah.
it can also, I think you can reduce that cost that they have charged you. At the end of the day, you can see that if you have bought that machine and they uh, compared to the time that you were not having the machine, it can save a certain amount that could have you could have used for some work on your farm.
Yeah.
So I can say that.
So maybe how do you see your farm in the next coming maybe 5 years, 10 years, with the law of using these technological implements? How do you see your farm now?
I can see myself now that even next year I'm going to even to expand,
Yeah, making more money.
making more money each and every year
Yeah.
that uh, I'm harvesting, I'm improving.
Yeah.
Because I can never uh, do a thing that I can find it uh, losing.
Yeah.
I can't, because with this machine I can say each and every year I'm expanding my farms. I can even buy maybe, let's say I have harvested and I have sold almost let's say this year, of course, I'm doing I've grown groundnuts.
Yeah.
I'm preparing to, I think the 10 hectares.
Yeah.
So 10 hectares I'm preparing, I think at the end I will have almost
Yeah.
close to 100 bags.
Yeah.
You see, even more.
Mm.
Yeah, it will just depend on how the rain will come this year.
Yeah.
So with after selling, I can see myself, even I can have maybe even 200 million plus. So
Yeah.
you see, having 20 million plus, you can't even say that I will keep this money. No,
Yeah.
I have a desire to say I have to rent some farms, or even to buy some farms.
Yeah.
So then I'm having 10 if I'm having 10 hectares this year, next year I can plan to even to expand
Yeah.
even to 40 hectares. So even you can see that changing to from 10 to 40 hectares, it can make me it can help me to have more profits.
Yeah.
If I'm having 20 million on a 10 hectare land, at the end of the day, 40 hectares, what profits will I make more?
Yeah.
So you can see that in 5 years,
Yeah.
I can say I will make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe even maybe I should just say that before we continue, and I hope so that you share me some of the groundnuts, because I like some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's possible. You can't consume all the 100 bags.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you still have to keep some in order to, yeah, you can eat at home.
Yeah.
You can fly. You can do whatever things. You can even share them to Sinjiro.
Yeah.
And you be using them for leadership stuffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe looking back on our conversation, is there anything you would like to add or emphasize?
All right. I can emphasize on the. I want to emphasize on this the issue of technology.
Yeah.
As farmers, we
Mm.
have to, we know you have we have grown with this mentality to say that using hoes is also the best.
Yeah.
But with these new technologies,
Mm.
it can help us farmers
Mm.
to in order to expand and even to increase our use in our farms. So
Mm.
if you want to see a change
Mm.
in farming, I encourage you to use these technologies.
Mm.
I've already said that if you are having problems
Mm.
in terms of finances, join cooperatives.
Yeah.
There you can borrow some money and you can buy even if one plow or even a litter.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you can see that it have saved your time and you have started to improve.
Yeah.
So let's not despise these technologies,
Yeah.
since they are there for us. They are there for a purpose,
Yeah.
to expand farming
Mm.
and to make easy for to make it work for easy for us farmers.
Mm.
You can instead of for you to cultivate a farm 30 days
Mm.
by using these implements,
Mm.
even in less than 5 days,
Yeah.
you can see that you have the rest of the days relaxing, you see,
Yeah.
waiting for rains
Mm.
to come
Yeah.
and then plant. So you see how easy it is. So it saves time and it saves the cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Lishing this star, thank you for being with me in the studio today.
Thank you also that you have hosted me.
Yeah.
Thank you listeners for being there.
Thank you.